it's your girl, your friend, and your sister, Lady Halima, with my boy
DJ Vibzzz.
Hey, we're up in the studio, and it's time with Lady Halima DJ Vibzzz. But before we get started, you saw, of course, our praise and worship song, Everything, by our girl Mary J. And today's It's Time we're focusing, and we're going to dedicate this to all the first responders for 9/11. You know, today is 9/11, and we just got to give honor to those who sacrificed so much.
Seems like only yesterday.
Exactly, 15 years today. But what we're going to do is we're going to read this quick scripture because, you know, we got to give honor and glory, and this is dedicated to the first responders. 2 are better than 1, from Ecclesiastes 4:9-12. 2 are better than 1 because they have more satisfying return for their labor. For if either of them falls, the one will lift up his companion. But woe to him who is alone when he falls and does not have another to lift him up. Again, if 2 lie down together, then they keep warm. But how can one be warm alone? And though one can overpower him who is alone, 2 can resist him. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. And so we just wanted to, again, give, you know, a quick reflection is that you have to understand, everyone, we cannot operate in this life by ourselves. We all need a companion. We all need a brother, a sister. We need a circle of friends. We need a village to be able to get through this thing called life. Yes, we have our Lord and Jesus and our Savior, but we also need each other as well. So that's, again, thank you to all the first responders who laid down their lives, who did not think about their personal safety, but just thought about saving lives of others. So we just want to take a quick moment of silence for all of those who have lost loved ones and for all the 9/11 victims.
All right, y'all. Say, hey, look, keep it locked. We have a special show today, y'all. It's going to get deep today because apart from being spiritually healthy, we need to be physically healthy. And we have someone that's going to be able to minister to us and tell us how we should live and how we should treat ourselves. In order to spread God's word, you need to be physically healthy. You need to be able to go out there. You can't be out of breath. And God, no, you can't do that.
I won't say that. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to play one song. We'll be right back, all right? Keep it locked. Yo.
We are back, y'all. No, Vibzzz up there spinning some new stuff, some hot stuff here. It's some good
it's
stuff.
It's hot.
Yeah.
It ain't new, but it's hot.
Oh, it ain't new,
but it's about to be the new hot.
That's right, the new hot. Well, look, we're not going to delay any further. We have this awesome woman online. She is on hold for us. She is on the line. Her name is Dawne Horizon. And let me tell you a little bit about Dawne. With Dawne, I actually met her at a women's conference called the Shift Conference. And what we did was, she spoke about health and wellness, and she has a business called the Spa and Health LLC and Wellness LLC. And I'm going to tell you, this woman is phenomenal. And she tells us how to naturally heal ourselves. You know, we are so many prescription drugs and out there and everything. And this woman is here to tell us how to take care of ourselves as a body of Christ, not just spiritually, because, you know, we can be spiritual on 400 pounds and talking about won't he do it. But why don't we go ahead and learn how to take care of our natural body as well. Dawne, are you on the line? Are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Hey, how are you?
I am wonderful. I am so excited to be on the show. It was a pleasure to meet you at the conference, and I just want to thank you for this opportunity to talk and help people and share a little bit of my story.
All right. Well, you know what? I heard a little bit of your story, but I need our listeners to hear you too. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, tell them what you do, and let's hear it, because it's a good one.
So, as Lady Halima said, I am Dawne Horizon. My business is Dawne Horizon Spa and Wellness Center. And my motto is making healthy disciples. That's what God called me to do some 14 years ago. And just how it was all birthed, I was an administrative assistant at a medical research firm, and I was walking through the hospital to get lunch one day, and as I was walking through, I saw so many people that were in pain. And you normally see that when you're going through the hospital, but for some reason on this particular day, it was very different for me. So not only did I see their faces, did I see their pain, but I even began to feel their pain. And there's one woman in particular that I will probably never forget. She probably was that 300-pound woman walking in for whatever services she needed, but I felt her pain. I felt that her skin was so stretched on her body that she was like a balloon just about to pop. And my heart was just so full of compassion for her. And I just said, Lord, make it stop because I'm feeling the pain. And I said to God, you know, what can I do? And he said, tell them. And I said, tell them what? He said, you have the answer. And I was just floored, like, wow, like God is saying that I have the answer. But I had already began studying health and wellness and how to do things naturally and how to avoid drugs when you can, and just do things naturally, because I realized that God has a remedy for everything in the earth. Whatever the situation is, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional or mental, whether it's financial, whatever it is, he has the answer and a plan for it. And so our job is discovery, is finding out what that plan is that he has for our lives and to get the strategic information on how we can combat that issue, whatever it is, and find his good graces in that and find the remedies and the results that we're looking for. So on that day, spiritually speaking, at least, the business was born. I was already helping people and talking to people, so I wasn't really looking for a business opportunity, but your passion should lead you to prosperity. And I was already passionate about helping people. I was already passionate about making a difference in the world and just helping people to see the good in them. And so through that, God has led me on a journey to prosperity. And so I'm just grateful to be able to share. So that one day, walking through the hospital to the cafeteria completely shifted my life. But I'm grateful to say that it has not only shifted my life, but the many, many people that God has attached to me. So from that day to now, I have several hundred, if not thousands, of clients that I have ministered to in one shape, form, or fashion or another, whether it's through massage, through physical touch, or through speaking engagements like the SHIFT conference that Lady Halima went to a couple of weeks ago. And I can tell you that I am just thrilled. I'm just so in my element. I owned that stage when I was up there because I realized that it was God working through me. I wasn't there for me. I wasn't there to make a name for myself. I'm there to make his people great. I'm there to make his people healthy. Because like she said, we don't want to just talk about it and be 400 pounds, like she said, saying, won't he do it? Yes, he will do it, but he also wants us to be disciplined, and he also has a plan for us to follow to experience the divine health that he has for us. If we're going to talk about Jesus as a healer, we need to be experiencing that. And that's not to say that no one will ever have a problem in their body, but it is to know that he is a loving Father, and he has not put that on you for any reason because you're in sin or unforgiveness or whatever it is. God does not want you to be sick, and it's not his way of punishing you. He wants you to be healthy. He wants you to walk in forgiveness. He wants you to walk in love, but he wants you to walk in divine health, and he has provided that for you.
Yes, he did. Amen.
Jesus has already done everything on the cross. There's nothing left else for him to do. So healing is available to you. It's not really something for us to pray for. It's something for us to walk in. And there's things that we need to do in order to receive that healing that he's already made available for us.
So, Dawne, speaking about, getting that healing, because, guys, if you are listening to this, this is Dawne Horizon. Okay, she's our special guest, and as you can tell just from on the radio, this woman is passionate about what she is doing for God. And I heard something from T.D. Jakes the other day where he said, your purpose will lead you to prosperity, but your not necessarily provision. However, if you follow your provision, that won't always lead you to your purpose. And this woman is actually following her purpose, and she's also having provision. So in that, Vibzzz, you have a question for us?
So Don, for someone like myself with diabetes, talk to me about some of your products that you have. I have a family member with lupus. Like, talk to us about some of the products that you have that can help maintain a healthy life.
Okay, so there are a lot of things that a person that has diabetes can do, but I would tell you that the main thing why people suffer from diabetes, and this may sound hard, It may sound tight, but I'm telling you it's right. And if you make the necessary changes, you don't have to suffer. No one has to suffer with that. No one has to, God forbid, die from diabetes, because the main remedy for that is in your food. It's what you're eating, it's what you're not eating. It's in a healthy mindset. It's in exercise. And don't have to be fanatical and go to the gym 5 days a week, but it's in the little things that you do each and every day. So, for example, I use essential oils. I'm a specialist with aromatherapy and essential oils. So there's different oils that you can use, but they only work because God naturally, inherently breathed into these plant substances, these trees and shrubs and so forth, and breathed his breath, his healing power into it. And so that makes the herbs medicinal. The essential oils are just distilled from the herbs, trees, and so forth, and so they have power in them. But people can heal with a knife and fork, and that's the same way we got into that situation. Harsh, and I don't mean to be harsh at all, but
keep it real.
Okay, how you that situation, and also how you can get out of that situation.
Dawne, you there?
Hey, Dawne, you still there?
You're going in and you're going out.
Going
Okay,
in and
so
out.
we lost Dawne, but I'm sure she's going to call us back. But as you heard, she had some great information. People, we got to be careful on what we are putting in our bodies.
Exercise, man.
She did. You should have saw Bob's face. He was like, are you serious?
I got a membership at LA Fitness paid off until 2019.
Dang, you prepaid?
I still have yet to go.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, you know you're going to have to be able to listen to Dawn's advice here. You won't have to get to the gym vibe. Look, I need you around. You're my DJ for life. What's the deal?
Man. I got to go hard. I got to get up in that gym and go hard.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Absolutely.
Y'all pray for me. I got to go hard in the gym.
So look, while we're waiting to get Dawn back on the line, we're going to leave you with we're going to go ahead and go into some music. We'll be back.
Right on time.
Okay. You want to call her back? Call her.
Yeah, call her. What else is it now? Text. I'm going to text her. He's on his way. Ain't shit. He's on his way.
Okay.
Still in my 20s, but I die if I got it. Man, I'm already dead. Make you get my flesh.
Everybody going?
Crossed over. See the full court press. I'm full court mess. If the Lord don't use me, running from my trials, thinking everything's proven. The cross don't move me, and I don't wanna be no more. If I ain't seen Christ, partner, I don't wanna see no more. Run from every day without worrying about fools, and I've been in jail.
That's on the show. When we go live, I'm close. I ain't over that.
Sane, and they say you value Jesus by the way you rep his name. Man, what's the point of living if I'm living for myself? Lord, empty out my life before I put you on the shelf. So for God, I go hard. I don't wanna die tonight, but there's too many people living who ain't heard about Christ.
Hold on my phone.
Hey, we're gonna can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Went to Asia, had to duck and hide for sharing my faith. They tell me water it down when I get back to the States. They tone the music down, you might sell a lot of records, but there's people out here dying and none of them heard the message. Took my wifey on a mission trip in Central America. Shared a testimony, 40 people stood and stared at her. When she said Jesus should have seen it, wasn't saying her. Fully out of
We're back.
Hey, Vibzzz was getting it in right now. I'm telling you, I was just up here jamming. I thought, I was dabbing. My kids taught me how to dab and stuff, handling my business.
All you gotta do is sneeze.
Whatever. I know.
That's how you dab. You sneeze.
You just sneeze in your arm. I know.
And you come up your snot with your...
But you gotta look cool doing it. You gotta look cool. But look, So those who just tuning in, we have an awesome guest on the line. First of all, I'm going to tell you, this woman is so awesome that she was supposed to be here in the studio with us, but she is actually on the line because she is on her way to see her grandbaby be born. I mean, look, who understands family first better than any of us? But she still was committed to come and be on the show, so I got to give her a big up and shout out to that. And congratulations, Miss Dawne.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so what we were talking about, Vibzzz, see, Vibzzz suffer from diabetes, and what we were talking about, guys, is that, we all want to talk about how we want prosperity, and we want all of this, and we want that, but we're dying left and right. We're dying from heart attacks. We're dying from high blood pressure. We're dying from all types of diseases that are preventable. And with Dawn Horizon, her purpose God has given her was to allow all of us to learn how to live and be healthy off the natural resources that this earth contains. Is that correct, Dawn? Make sure I get that right.
That is absolutely correct.
Okay, awesome. So we were wrapping up before we got disconnected. We were wrapping up and you were pretty much talking about like the different products that you have that people could actually use, right? To help.
Yeah.
So listen, I want to invite anybody who is listening right now. I want you to call in to 202-697-9497. Again, 202-697-9497. If you have any questions about any health issues you may be going towards, or if you're tired of taking all these medication and you have questions for Dawn and you're tired of the side effects, give us a call. But Dawn, I want you to finish talking and let us know about the different products that you have as well, and how, you even, how to get in contact with you.
Okay, sure. So I have essential oils, and they're very effective in a lot of different ways. They help the physical body. They help you to cleanse and to detox. They're also very uplifting, so they can help someone's emotional and mental state. One of my favorite smells, and I always call it my happy smell in a bottle, and that is lemongrass. It just takes me to a good place, just to a happy place. I can remember a day I was just feeling a little bit down. I had a task in front of me, and it just seemed very daunting. It seemed very overwhelming, and I'm like, I've got to get this done. And so I prayed, and then it's like the Holy Spirit said, use the oils. And so I went to my happy smell, which is lemongrass. I put it in a diffuser, and before I knew it, I was just as happy as could be, and I had finished my task in less than an hour. So I was like, yay, this is great. This really, really worked. So that's just one of my little quick testimonies.
Dawn, let me ask you something, because you're talking about the happy place now. Not everybody listening is saved, you know what I'm saying? So I want to know, like, what happy place, because there's a lot of ways that people can get happy now these days. So expand on what you mean by a happy place. You're talking about, like, the actual smell of the oil, because when I went to your conference, you had us put some oils in our hand and smell it, and I gotta say, it did, like, revive my senses. Is that what you mean in that way?
Yes, exactly. So I put it in a special diffuser that the oil goes in with a little bit of water, and then it disperses the oil into the air. So it can refresh the air in the room, kill bacteria in the air and all of that, but just smelling it, getting the aroma of it, can lift you up. And also, if you're too hyper, if you're easily anxious or have anxiety attacks, panic attacks, and things of that nature, there's also certain aromas and certain essential oils that you can use to calm down. And one of those that I like is called Peace and Calming. And so that can help a person to calm down. So whatever you need, there's a remedy for it.
So wait a second. So you're telling me all these kids that are running around on ADHD and ADD medicine can actually just use this natural aroma? And
They can. Because valerian is very calming. Lavender is very calming and soothing. Cedarwood is very good as well. And just smelling these things can really have an effect on the brain. So smelling the aroma, it has an effect on the limbic system of the brain. And that is the region of the brain that affects our emotions. So that is why you can smell it and I can go to a happy place, or somebody can calm down, or somebody can get more energy because it's affecting the emotional center of the brain.
Wow.
That is not harmful or toxic.
Hey, Dawne.
Immediately effective.
Dawne, you're going in and out. We still got you. We're just letting you know you're going in and out. We need to hear this information that you're giving us.
I was saying that the essential oils affect the limbic region of the brain that deals with our emotions. And so by smelling the aroma, it can have a direct effect on the brain. It can lift you up and pick you up if you're feeling down, or calm you if you're feeling hyper.
Man, that's wonderful. I mean, because I have a nephew, you know, who suffers from epilepsy, and I'm telling you, it's just, you know, seeing him on the different medications and seeing what it does to his body just truly tears me apart. But knowing that there's something out there and there's some things that we could try, you know, to help, you know, that God naturally created for us, it gives people hope, and, you know, it gives us. So let me ask this, because there's probably a lot of skeptics out there, right? So what do you have any information on, you know, any information on the cure rate, or the any type of the actual results of people actually being healed by this stuff, or being relieved of the stress, or that sort of thing? Is there any, can they go to find the information on the data you're providing us, and also to obtain these products as well?
Okay, so there's lots of information. If you have listeners out there that are readers and they want to find out the medical information, the background, the history, and so forth, all of that can be made available to you. There's so much information available. It's just amazing. And I have been on a journey. I've been using essential oil therapy for the last 18 years. And I can stay on the phone or on the radio all day giving you testimonies that I personally have experienced, or that I have seen with my own eyes and heard with my own ears. But in any case, all the information is available. You can get more information or subscribe to my email, my newsletter at DawneHorizons.com. It's Dawne, DAWNE Horizons, HORIZONS.com. There's a lot of information on there. Any information that you want that you don't see there, just reach out to me. My contact information is also on there, and I'll be happy to talk with you. I would like to extend a special offer to any of your listeners, Lady Halima, that I will give them a free 10-minute consultation over the phone to just speak.
Well, all right, so you went back out again, but listeners, if you're listening, she's willing to give a free 10-minute consultation to our listeners. So call it up.
We got her back.
Goes.
God, we heard you. You said the free 10-minute consultation, and what else? Okay. Well, Dawne, there you go. Okay, we can hear you. Can you hear us? All right, can you hear us, Dawne? All right, it looks like we might have lost Dawne again, but we're going to make sure you get her information at the end. Again, it's Dawne Horizon, and what we'll do is we'll post on social media all of her information as well. She's willing to give a free 10-minute consultation. Vibzzz, I think you need to take that up yourself. Shoot, I might take it up too. I do. I think so.
No, you're right. No.
You know, I know you don't want to exercise. I know you don't want to eat well.
No, I do want to exercise.
But I need you to stay alive.
It's the time. It's making the time to do it.
I know.
It's making it. You know what scares? I'm gonna tell you what scares me, right?
What scares
I'm
you?
listening to everything that Dawn says.
Mm-hmm.
But you have some people that are very hard-headed, and they're stuck. You have people that'll say, well, I'm going to keep doing what I'm going to keep smoking. I'm going to keep doing this, and I'm going to keep doing that, because when it's time to go, it's time to go.
Well, you know what? A lot of times that's too giving up on hope. You know, that's giving up on yourself. And a lot of times people get into that despair mode, like, you know, what difference does it make? You know, I'm going to go, you know, because they don't have any hope left.
I'm going to live my life the way I want to live it because
I'm stubborn. Right, exactly. But this time, we're giving you good information. That's what it's time for. It's time to focus on what's important to you. That's our tagline. We want you guys to be well informed on things that are out there that people don't or are not pushing. And I have to say that, you know, I stay away as much as I can from prescription drugs. I mean, I give my daughter, like, when she gets headaches, I give her tea. I do not, if we can stay away from any type of drugs as much as possible, because as you see when you're watching the commercials and stuff, I mean, how many times are they listing the side effects? It's like, okay, you have a ear itch. However, if you take this, you may become blind and then deaf, and then you may die.
And that's what killed me about these commercials, right? Because I was watching this commercial before. It's a commercial about some new drug for diabetes. And at the end of the commercial, I'm like, oh, I'm going to talk to my doctor about it. But then it got to the end of the commercial.
And you're like, never mind.
May cause kidney failure. Rash.
Right.
Teeth rash.
Teeth rash.
But it and they say it's so fast so you can overlook it.
Right.
What they're trying to say. It's crazy though.
And I love the commercials where they have like the happy people on the commercial where they're like playing with the dog in the yard or out in the park and they're skipping around but yet as they listen.
But that's commercials for you.
Exactly. So we're here to tell you that there's more to that than just that. And again, follow us on social media. You can also go to Lady Halima Ministries and also with DJ Vibzzz. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope. You can watch us live on Periscope at Lady Halima Minis. That's MINIS as well. We'll have all Dawne's information for you. Again, I'm so appreciative of Dawne coming because, again, she's going to go and see her grandbaby be born today, and she still took the time out to give you guys this pertinent information. So, in saying all of that, what we're going to do is I want to dedicate a song. Actually, let me see, Vibzzz. I would love to play at some point today, "Man in the Mirror" by Michael Jackson, because you know what, I want to dedicate that to all of the 9/11 victims. So we're going to go ahead and play the "Man in the Mirror" by our boy Michael Jackson. Hey, it's your girl, your friend and sister Lady Halima, and our boy who's spinning?
DJ Vibzzz.
Okay, we're back again, and we also have our special guest Dawne Horizon. Hey Dawne, you there?
I am here.
Okay, I'm so happy that you're still rocking with us. I know we keep getting disconnected, but you're still rocking. So listen, we were talking about when we were disconnected, we were just talking about just, emphasizing them getting in contact with you and learning more about, natural remedies and stuff, right? But this is what I want to know. We sometimes do a thing called the things that make you go, right? So when we're talking about our health and our wellness and everything and things that we want to accomplish, because see, I'm sure that at some point in time the enemy has tried to stop you or deter you from this. So I saw this the South Side with You this past week, and there was one part in the movie about Obama and Michelle. I saw that. And there was one part in the movie where it was like, where Obama said, "What does no mean to you?" And he said, "No, if you flip the letters, it says on." So it's like, come on. So, Dawne, what does no mean to you? When someone tells you no, what does that mean to you?
It means go back to the drawing board and regroup. Maybe find another method or a way to talk to someone or to pass the information on. So basically, no to me means just try again. It means to press harder, try harder.
I know that's right. Yeah, see, in my mind, it's like someone told me no. I'm like, oh, did they really mean yes? I think they meant yes in a different way. So I'm gonna have to find a different way to achieve whatever it is that I need to achieve. But
I agree. Sometimes people don't know what's good for them and they need help.
Exactly. But listen, I'm bringing this up too because I heard you at the Shift Conference. And I mean, your story, your personal story, I need our listeners to hear that too, girl. I do, because you had some overcoming testimony. But before we get into that, I think Vibzzz had you had a question? You were looking like you had something to say.
No, I just want to say, my haters tell me no.
Your haters tell you no? I know that's right.
But I flip it on them, though. That's what I do.
What you do? What you say?
I flip it on them. Every time they say no to me, I get motivated even more and more. That's
there you go.
Keep telling me no, and I'm gonna turn it on.
That's right. I'm gonna show you how. You tell me no, you tell me I can, then I'm gonna show you how I can. Exactly.
Right.
But we're going to hold your testimony real quick because in 2 minutes we're going to go to a commercial break. Then we'll come back with your testimony because I need you to share that. So while we get into that, are you almost there with the baby? Are you there with the baby? What's going on with the baby?
I'm in traffic in Brooklyn, New York, but I'm about 25 minutes from the hospital.
All right, now is the baby waiting for you? That's what I need to know.
So far, yes.
Yay! Okay, so
It's like a time game. I'm trying to get there before her. So.
Okay. All right, great, wonderful.
All right, so we're going to play one more song, and we'll come back.
And this is dedicated to all of the 9/11 victims and also first responders. We'll be back. Hey, we are live and in effect here. It is your girl, Lady Halima, and my boy,
DJ Vibzzz.
All right. And so we have Dawne Horizon. Are you back? Are you still with us?
I am.
Woo, this girl, I tell you, I love her. She is so dedicated. She said, forget this, gonna see a baby on the road, and I'm still gonna get my radio time in. I know that's what I'm talking about. We were talking off air about hustling. This woman right here, I love it. I love that. But what I was saying before we went to commercial and played some awesome music, I wanted you to tell us your story. Tell us, who you are and what you do, and not per se with the, the health and the wellness, but your life personally and the struggles you have overcome.
Okay. So first, Lady Halima, if it's okay, I just want to do a quick shout out and prayer for all of those from 9/11 to the survivors and to those that were fallen, to their families. If there's anyone in the radio listening world that is still struggling with the death of a loved one because of 9/11, reach out to me. I would love to be able to pray with you. I would love to be able to offer some advice on how you can cope with the grief, and also some natural products that you can use that can help to uplift you when you have those moments. So I just want to say a quick prayer. Father, in the name of Jesus, I just pray for everyone that was involved, that has been detrimentally affected by 9/11. And on this day, as we remember what happened some 15 years ago, I pray that you give them strength and comfort and peace and joy, like they may not have known before, but that you would just envelop them in your arms, Father, and let them know that you're right there, taking them through, and that they can depend on you. So I pray that today, more than any other day, that you will give them a peace and a comfort in the midst of the.
Amen.
All right, looks like we lost Dawne again. But she's still there.
Yes, Dawne,
That they will be able to live on purpose. Amen.
Amen. I'm sorry, Dawne, you going in and out. Okay, so
I'm sorry.
that's okay. We know the deal. It's all good. Go ahead and let us know though. I want them to hear your story though, which was
okay.
profound.
So, just like where to start. I didn't plan on sharing my story when we were at the conference, Lady Halima. That was just really Spirit-led, and that's what my ministry, my business is all about, just being led by the Spirit, because He has placed so much in me, and He wants me to be able to share that. Right. And so I'm just grateful to be used. So about 9 years ago, I went through a very terrible, traumatic divorce. And I had 5 children, 16 years of marriage, and it was just very traumatic. And in that time, the enemy wanted me to take my own life, but I refused. I was a believer at the time, and so I knew what God had placed in me. I knew that I was anointed. I knew that I was gifted. I wasn't fully walking in my gifting and my calling at the time, but I believe it was the trick of the enemy to try to abort that, to try to cause me to derail on the mission that God had for me. But I refused to do that, and just recognizing that I serve a great God, and just depending on Him even more to help me through that difficult time, to help me with what was going on and taking care of the children and so forth, and just realizing who I am. So through that journey, I healed emotionally as well as physically and spiritually, and really got to know who my Father is, my Father God that is, and just really depend on Him and His Word. And I can tell you that His Word was such a comfort to me. It was such a joy. It was such a peace. When there was no one else around, when my support system fell through, it was God that was there by my side. And being a believer and being spiritual and just listening to His voice and Him directing me on what to do. So it was in that time that I was able to forgive, God was able to heal, and really listen to Him, to what He was calling me to do. I stepped out on faith, and I began to do that. I uprooted my children, and I moved from New York to Virginia in 2011. and I can tell you it has been such a phenomenal journey. I'm supposed to be penning it to put it in the book, but the lives that I have touched, that God has used me to touch since I've been there is amazing. The doors that have opened, the things that God has called me to do, I'm seeing all the fruits of it, and I am just amazed. But it was all part of the purpose and plan that God had for me. So yes, I went through a trauma. I went through a severe trial, but God is bringing me into triumph. And it's because I was faithful to him. I was open to him. I listened to his voice and I followed his word. And so now people are able to see the rewards of the things that was done behind the scenes. And so I'm just grateful for that, and that God would choose me to be able to help others. And my mission is to be able to inspire women to live life on purpose. When my divorce ended, it was a split from the family, from the church, from everything. But God let me know that I can depend on him and that he would start me over again. And so he pressed the refresh button for me, and I just started again, listening to his voice, doing exactly what he told me to do. And it has been a phenomenal, phenomenal ride. I'm so grateful. I've been so blessed and just gracious that he has allowed me to be a blessing to so many people, bringing people into the kingdom, helping people with their health issues, life issues, and so forth. So I just want to encourage women, men, children, whoever might be listening, that you have a purpose. So no matter what it is that you may have been through, keep moving on, keep going on. There is a purpose for your life. There is a purpose for your pain. And if you just keep holding on to God, he will give you direction and which way to go and how to bring the purpose out of that pain, and also how to bring the prosperity out of that pain. That's basically my story in a nutshell, the short version.
I love it, though. I love your story because that gives so much hope to not only women but also men, you know, just people who feel like they're so scared that, I mean, how brave were you to go from New York to Virginia? Did you know anybody here in Virginia? Anybody in Virginia?
I did, you know, and a lot of people that hear my story, they say that, oh, you were so courageous. I didn't think about that at all. I was just listening to the voice of God, and I'm that person that if he gives me a word and he tells me what to do, I'm on it, because I know that he knows best. I wasn't sure exactly where we were going to live, what school the children were going to go to. Now, I did all my research, you know, as he directed me. And I just did what he said, and the place that we got there was a beautiful townhouse. It was in a perfect area. It was in a great school district. I had neighbors around that were believers. I mean, he just set me up royally. So when it looked like there was failure on the horizon, there wasn't. It was just a resetting, a regrouping, and a renewing of the things that he has called me to do, and learning to walk hand by hand with him into what he was calling me to do. And that was my purpose. And so there's no hold bar. There's no one holding me back. There's nothing holding me back where I had that before, you know. So I'm just all out for God, and I'm in that place where I can hear from him and do exactly what he's telling me to do, no matter what, no matter who. And that's kind of been my anthem recently in talking to people. Do what God is telling you to do, no matter what, no matter who. He knows what's best for you. He set up everything for myself, for my children, just relationships, bonding, everything. You know, I had support when I got here, you know, soon after I got here, because God gave me friendship. And it was just amazing. I didn't have to worry about the children or anything. And they have wonderful friendship. My oldest son is the one having the baby today. My youngest son just got married a couple of weeks ago, and he found his wife in Virginia. Just a quick story, on Mother's Day this year, he said, thank you, Mom, for being a woman of faith. Thank you for being a woman of prayer and listening to God. Because you listened to God and you were obedient to him, I found the love of my life. Oh my God. That
so
just brought tears to my eyes.
It would bring tears to my eyes, too. That is, I'm telling you.
And he's only 21.
Oh, my goodness.
He's so mature and responsible. He got his head on straight. He's working towards his future. He recognizes God in his life, and he has found a good thing, so he made her his wife.
That's
and
awesome.
I'm expecting all of that from them.
Oh, my goodness. I mean, what a testimony. So, again, listeners, you know, that's just another example of God's grace. And when you're obedient and listening to him, regardless of how you see provisions to be made, God will take care of you. But listen, Dawne, we're going to wrap up with you today.
Dawne, thank you very much. I'll be in the gym on Monday. Well, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday, but I'll be in the gym.
Vibzzz said he's going to be in that gym. I'm giving him his side.
Just walk 20 minutes. 3 times a week.
But I do that at work anyway. I walk more than 20 minutes at work.
Do you? All right.
Okay, there you go. You're already on the right road.
So we actually got to deal with the eating. Is it the eating vibes? Is that what we're gonna have to deal with?
And I eat good.
Okay, all
I know how
right.
to spinach.
Yeah, you should
With my
see.
sauce.
You
Lady
should see.
Halima, I don't know if you heard me before, but I was extending an offer to your listeners. That may have been when I got disconnected. But if you have any listeners and they want to know a little bit more about natural health or their particular situation, or they might like prayer, I will give them a complimentary 10-minute consultation over the phone. And they can reach me at 571-357-0562. The number again is 571-357-0562. Or they can email me at dawnhorizon@gmail.com.
Dawn, what I want you to do when you have a moment, go on Facebook to that invite that we have on the Lady Halima page and paste all of your stuff in there, and we will make sure that our listeners will get it. We'll post it on the other social media. Again, thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us and giving us all that great information. So
thank you for having me and being patient with my travels and disconnection.
Oh, no, you are wonderful. And again, if you have any questions, guys, you can give us a call at 202-697-9497, or you can also go on to the Lady Halima page, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. But next up, we got this awesome song, Tadishi. Ain't nothing I can't do.
Welcome back. All right, there we go. She's trying to cut me off, man. That's how she do, man.
I know.
You better know your role.
Woo! Here we go. We starting acting up already today.
Yeah.
You were doing good today. For the first hour, you actually were doing good. So you want to start now with your
All right, so we have another special guest in the studio right now. It's my man Shed right here. You know, he has a life story too. You know, we all go through things. We've all been through things. We've done things, been through things, and you know, life's a learning lesson.
Yes, it
and
is.
It's how you're able to learn from your lessons.
That's right. Have you learned from that shirt you're wearing today?
Yeah, don't sleep on. Hey, she's sleeping on the dashiki, y'all.
He looking
She's
like
Jonah.
in a forest.
It go with the chucks, though. It go with the chucks.
Looks like I'm in the forest somewhere. If you on Periscope at Lady Halima,
hey, Periscope, show me some love. Y'all don't see the whole attire. Y'all just see part of it. You saw the whole thing.
Let's stick it back on track because you're talking about getting lost. Like I was getting lost.
Yeah,
in
you
your
just
shirt.
got lost in my shirt.
Right. Go
She
ahead.
just got lost in my shirt. So my man, he has a powerful story to tell, man. You know, and we were talking the other night, and you know, I was really impressed with him because for what he's been through and where he is now, he's come a long way. So, y'all, we're gonna clap it up for my man over here, Shed. Yo, clap it up for Shed. What's up, man?
All right. Go ahead.
Go get that mic, Shed. You know what to do with the mic, man. Come on, man.
Exactly.
I just didn't know I was supposed to come in this right there. But hey, yeah, my name is Shed Woods. You know what I'm saying? I'm from Michigan City, Indiana, by way of LA. Just recently moved to Laurel, Maryland. You know, about 5 months ago. But the thing that's happening right now, I just recently lost both of my baby brothers in South Central LA last month on the 6th. You know, and me and DJ Vibzzz, we was talking, you know, and I was just letting them know, like, you know, it's a funny thing because, you know, I've been through the same areas, I've been through the same stuff, and I made it through that, you know. But my baby brothers, they didn't, you know. For whatever reason, I deal with death a lot different than other people because, for one, you know, we can't question God's plan. You know, He called them home. Right. He called them home. So, I mean, I take it all in stride, you know. And at the same time, I understand that for every life there is a death, for every right there is a left, for every up there is a down, for every night there is a day, you know what I'm saying? And I also say for every sight there is a sound. You know, you just got to really just be able to understand. Just because we can't see it or understand it don't mean that it's not happening. Just because you can't see the air that you breathe don't mean that it's not there keeping you alive. Right. You know? But, you know, I've been here so far in Laurel, Maryland, you know, just trying to dig into it, trying to find out what's going on, just trying to change my lifestyle at the same time because I haven't always been the most.
All right, yeah, so dear, do me a favor, sir. I need you to elaborate a little bit more. I want you, I mean, not necessarily go in detail, but talk about where you were before and where you are now and how you decided to turn your life around and for a positive makeup.
Well, you know, where I was before, I mean, I was just wild. You know, I was a wild child. I was running the streets.
It's in South Central, right?
Yeah, South Central LA. You know, I was drug dealing. I was running with gangs. Wasn't never actually a gang banger, but I was just, you know, with the gangs, doing what they did. You know, selling drugs. You know, getting shot at, all of that kind of stuff. And that's why I say, but I made it through that. You know,
right.
And after the earthquake in '94, that's when I went back to Indiana. You know, I went there when I was like 14. I went to Indiana as a child, you know, and that's where I grew up at. When I got there, I had the California mentality, and I was out there just going crazy, you know, and I did probably 10 years there, you know what I'm saying, just in juvenile homes, foster homes.
So you carried whatever you were doing in Cali, although you weren't around the same people, you took that all with you.
Yeah, right. but the one thing I can say is that while I was incarcerated, though, you know, that's where, you know, that was my time to really sit down and analyze my life, my past, my present, and where I want to be in the future, you know. And I've never been proud of the life that I lived, you know, because I've always known that I was better. I was worth more, and I was capable of better things. So once you start challenging yourself, and like a lot of the things that I was doing, you know, I was starting to see the logic in it, that it wasn't right, you know. So that's what started to help me see the light, and especially like when you see people doing some of the things that you do or you did, and it's like, man, you look real stupid doing that right now. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you can say that.
We're so quick to point fingers at other people.
That's right.
That. But
all the time.
But we don't ever reflect on ourselves, and we don't look at ourselves. So
well, that's what that song was about. What we played earlier, "Man in the Mirror" with Michael Jackson. And even though we dedicated that to the 9/11 victims,
it's for all of us.
It is for us. We have to look at ourselves first.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to all the 9/11 victims, the families, and everybody else.
It seemed like it was just yesterday.
I know.
It seemed like, man.
And I mean, but the thing that hits the country the hardest with that, it was just so unexpected. And families go through that every day, just like you. You know, I'm sure you didn't expect for your brothers to die. It's just so unexpected to have that type of mass destruction, that mass death. But we as a people, we as black people, we deal with that all the time. You know, especially with the gun violence and just the violence in our cities and the lack of support in education and support in things that we need in our communities. You know, we deal with that. But for 9/11, you know, that was something that we never thought that, you know, outsiders. I mean, we used to getting it jacked up inside, but we never thought outsiders would come and be able to infiltrate the way they did. But again, I want to give shout out to the first responders because they were the selfless people that said, you know what, forget my safety, forget my families, forget everything of my comfort. I'm going to go out to this mission, on this mission field, because that's what they did.
Really, nothing can pay. I don't care what kind of money they were making.
No.
I don't care what kind of benefits they got.
Exactly.
When they saw what they was about to go through, they
didn't even think about it. They just went.
They just went in there.
That's a literal selfless act. You know, because there's no amount of money that can really just motivate a person to be like, okay, forget my life. You know. Yeah. So. But that's what they do, and that's what they did.
And isn't that what the Bible talks about? It said the true friend is the one, the true brother is the one that lays down their life for another.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what they did. They showed that.
Right.
And they were true to that.
That's real talk.
That is.
Yeah. So I tell you what, Shad, let me ask you something. So you make music as well.
Yeah.
Are you a writer, producer?
I'm a writer and an entertainer. I write all my own material, and then I record. You know, I'm not really a producer. I mess around with the Triton a little bit and this and that, but I'm more of an entertainer. You know, and as far as that go for everybody, like, you know, my name is Shed, and that's my God-given name. A lot of times I get so much happy about my name. Did you say no? I said Shed. You know, did you say?
He didn't say me.
Right. You know what I mean? Did you say this? You know, it's Shed. SHED. My last, and the kicker is my last name is Woods. So you say it backwards, just Woodshed. You know what I mean? So I really got it out from that. So, but my self-proclaimed acronym for SHED, just so you know, is stay humble every day. You know, but on the flip side, you got to stay hustling every day. And as I was explaining to DJ Vibzzz and Lady Halima, it's like a lot of people are so quick to equate hustling with, you know, selling drugs or robbing or stealing or just doing negative things. This is the thing. I don't care what you do. to get your money, make your money, maintain your lifestyle. You hustle every day to take care of yourself, your family, and the things you want or need in life. So I say the 9 to 5 is the ultimate hustle. So
That's right.
you know, everybody out there can
You think
relate.
so?
Most definitely.
I don't think that's the
but here's what
ultimate
he's saying.
hustle.
Definitely.
Here's what he's saying.
Okay, let me.
Okay, all right. I see what I see
Explain
what she's coming. Halima's different. Shit, you got she's different. She. You know, we all have different perspectives.
Exactly.
That's
So
right.
educate me.
So,
I definitely
but like,
wanna
no,
hear
but you know, I agree.
No, I agree.
We all. I
We
mean,
all
so
had
the
to
moment
do
you
the
say
9 to
hustle,
5.
the moment you say hustle,
Right.
most people think you're.
Just,
Job.
Yeah, or
Just to make the money.
Yeah.
No,
Oh, no, not even
no,
that.
no.
They
most
think
of the
you're
time-
selling rocks or
most,
something
most
like
of
that.
the time when people equate hustling with like
It's like selling drugs. Yeah.
hustling like
Yeah,
that. You know,
exactly.
Or
in the
even making
streets.
money, period.
Yeah,
Oh,
just-
well, maybe I guess so. Well, when I go to work, I
You're
got to hustle
hustling.
for 8 hours.
Right, you
that's
are.
exactly
Working
what
for them over there.
What I mean when I say it's the ultimate hustle, I mean it's one of the most hardest grinds because it's
That's
it's,
true.
it's
No,
easy
that's
to
true.
sell drugs or go rob or steal
Right.
or do take things
Right.
from people or all of the nonsense. But like when you at McDonald's flipping burgers at a hot joint, you know what I mean, all day, that you hustling for them. Hustling for that. You know what I'm saying? You
My man did that.
you hustling for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I mean when I say the ultimate hustle. So I mean, and I don't care if you're a
Yeah.
woman. I also say I don't. You know, it don't matter if you out there on the grind or you're out there 9 to 5, and it don't matter if you stripping for your tips or tipping on the strip.
Well, ho.
Yeah.
Now, it do matter if you're stripping for
No.
your tips and tipping for your strips because.
I can't say you on that one, bro.
You know, I mean, no. I mean, I understand that
That's
whole
a hustle.
thing.
It's a hustle.
It is a hustle. But see, you know, there's right hustles and there's wrong hustles,
Right.
and certain lifestyles can lead you down different paths.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
What was that movie?
what's that with the girl with Lisa Ray?
Bernie Mac was up in there.
And Lisa Ray.
Oh, what was
Players
it?
Club.
Players
Diamond,
Club.
man,
Right,
that's-
Diamond. She
I love
trying
that
to get
movie.
through.
Ebony,
I love that movie.
She's trying to make her money, you know, to get to school. And I understand people.
Sometimes you got to
but
use
people,
what you got to
right.
get what you
He
want.
knows. He knows.
that. He know
He
that. He know that one. He know that one.
Oh my God.
But you know, I mean, you know, people do what they got to do. I'm not gonna sit here and act like they don't.
Right.
But you too, also, there's other options out there as well. You know, and if you're stripping, if you're hustling, if you're doing what you got, but understand that lifestyle and that path doesn't always end well.
Right.
You know,
I'm
because
not saying that I condone it. I'm just
Right.
acknowledging.
And I'm not
what
judging
We're on
it
this
either.
subject. You know, we're on this subject now. Let's talk.
okay,
You know.
what we talking? Go ahead, Bob.
I mean,
This is your thing.
No, let's talk because we're on this topic now.
Okay, let's talk. I'm waiting to talk.
Let's talk about the laws of the land.
Oh wow.
Okay,
Oh my.
come on.
I don't mind.
Let's be real. You know, you have. I'll give you an example. This is just an example.
Okay.
Divorce was never in God's plan. It's
Okay.
permissible. It's. I mean, you have. I'm just
I'm
using it
going-
as an example.
I'm gonna take it.
I'm not changing. I'm just saying.
I'm gonna take it one step.
And I'm just bringing it. We're having a discussion, guys, but we need to talk about this. 'Cause
Okay, if you
there's-
wanna join
there's a difference between living in the earth and being of the earth. There's a difference.
Right. But look, hold on. If you want to join this conversation, because I said this
Y'all
is
need
gonna
to
be a
call
good
in.
one.
This gonna be
This
deep.
gonna be good.
It's about deep. That's what I do.
202-697-9497. Now, let me go on this because Rob's already
I'm
know.
about to bring out the red light special up in Europe,
Okay.
Holland, Amsterdam.
Okay. So look. This is the deal. So you already
Not
know.
that I've been there.
So, God, I feel like God, you know, when it comes to divorce and everything, people always say it's a blanket statement. Don't get divorced. Stay. Now, obviously, you're talking to a divorcee here, right? So I've been married and I've been divorced twice to the same man. I will say that. But this is the deal, right? What I have realized is that sometimes you can actually marry the wrong person. And in my case, God warned me about my ex-husband, but I had got pregnant before we got married. When we in the engagement, we kind of celebrated a little early. So, but I went forward. And I got pregnant by my son. But my son, love you, baby. But the thing about it was, in my mind, dealing with the church, I'm like, okay, well, I'm pregnant. I'm having his child. We're engaged. God, you're going to have to bless this union because now that I want to do right, and move forward and don't want to have a child out of wedlock with that, right? But the disobedience was he told me not to marry him in the first place.
But you did.
And I did.
And divorce was never God's plan.
But my disobedience messed me up because I shouldn't even been in that situation
divorce was
anyway.
never in God's plan, though.
Divorce between the people that he meant to have together. Because the people that you choose to have together are the ones that God puts together because for a purpose. We can pair up with anybody in this earth, and we can make babies, and we can work 9 to 5.
We need people to call in right now because this is getting deep. Because all right, let's talk about this.
Well, Shay, what you got to say?
If you go to B-More, you go to B-More.
Okay.
I'm bringing this up.
Bring it up.
They have legal strip clubs in B-More. I'm keeping it real. I ain't never been.
You got it in Vegas too, and I love Vegas.
You got it in Vegas.
I love Vegas.
And I love Vegas.
Look,
Oh yeah.
this is
So here's my thing, though. It's.
What?
I mean, it's a legal hustle. They have their license. They're licensed to do about it. So
this is my thing. Let me speak, kind of please, because there's definitely a difference between something being legal and something being right. And this is my thing. Okay, just because the government says it's okay doesn't mean it's okay, and that's the misconception right now. At one point, alcohol was prohibited. Okay. And then everybody was all against it. But once it was legalized again, hey, it's okay. It blows me how quick America is to embrace alcohol. You drink too much, you can't walk straight, you can't talk straight, you can't think straight.
You're killing people on the road.
You're killing people on the road. All of this. And that's why I say sometimes you have to re-educate yourself because all of the laws of the land are not logical. All of the laws of the land are not legal. You know what I mean? Are not fair. So it's like you really have to challenge that. It's like it's a lot of things that I question, but we have to go with it because, like you say, right now for everybody that's so adamantly against weed being legalized, no matter how many medical enhancements that we have.
Yes, he is.
All right.
Everybody it's a lot of people that are so adamantly against weed, but if the government legalized it today. Oh, okay, weed's okay.
We want to
now.
tax it.
We
want to tax it.
But the government taxes everything.
Well, I think they already are taxing it. Aren't they taxing it over in
Denver, Seattle,
they
all the
already
places.
It's legal in some places.
See, that's the thing with the government. As long as they can make some money off of it,
there you go.
They're willing to allow it.
But that's not my point. My point I'm making is that just the people, a lot of people they're programmed and they let society and the government form their views, their beliefs, their morals. And without even challenging sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And there's so much they blatant lie, This is just one. I'm about to get real deep for y'all right now. Okay.
Do it.
I mean, like
I
know where I'm from in the public school system. And just ask yourself, what were you taught Thanksgiving was in your public school system? What were we taught? Thanksgiving.
That the nice pilgrims came to our land in these nice, beautiful boats. And they came and they embraced and hugged all the Native Americans. And we ate corn and turkey and good food.
But in reality, but that's what we were taught in public school. You feel what I'm saying? But in reality, what's the truth?
Exactly.
They got out there raping, pillaging, plundering, murdering.
And taking the land and discovered a land that was already occupied.
Exactly. How do you do that?
No, I remember they had me singing this song in elementary, man. I feel bad. I used to sing.
What did you sing? Let's hear it.
1842, Christopher Columbus sailed the
Ocean Blue. Yes.
Look,
somebody shoot me.
So this is please don't miss my point.
But see, that's where education is
re-educate yourself. Exactly.
Challenge. Don't let the schools teach your kids everything.
No.
Let them do what they do so your kids can get through.
Right.
But you also have to educate your kids at home. And then you also have to teach them to self-educate themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's real talk.
And what about the wave? I mean, like you got the Nat Turner coming out, the movie that's coming out. You just had the.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, I want to see that too. You also, I mean, even just still, I went to see Southside with you with Obama and Michelle's, you know, first date, but it was more than just like a date. It was very inspirational. It was an inspirational movie where it actually showed two people from their beginning, humble beginning, where, you know, Michelle's first date was with Obama in a car that had a rust hole in the bottom of his car so she could see the road, and she's sitting there in the passenger seat, you know, to where they are today. So, and understanding that, you know, we too have, you know, start at one point but end up at another place if we apply ourselves. And, you know, it was a very inspirational movie. It was a nice little, you know, trigger. But saying all of that, you know, we have to educate ourselves in our own history, because if not, you know, it's going to be removed. Like my daughter, real quick, my daughter, right, in West Virginia, they have, instead of doing BC before Christ, they do BCC before common something, like before common something.
Oh, I thought
something else.
That's a Chevy Chase High School.
No, it's like they do another thing. It's like before common time or something like that. Instead of saying BC,
So
they don't even want to recognize
trying
Christ.
to take Christ out completely.
Right.
You know, it's crazy. And you know, that's another thing that's very important. Schools.
Okay, what's going on with the school?
That's very important. Schools are like, depending on what district, what area of school you go to,
is what you're taught.
That's what you're taught.
Well, that's why there's all these what's those things called, the charter schools, because people are now starting to say
not everybody can get in the charter schools. Not everyone can get in the charter schools.
Right. They can't, but that's why they have charter schools specializing in teaching, so people don't have to rely on the core curriculum of the government and what they have. So
there's a lot of nonsense and bogus propaganda.
Yeah. But wait, I want to go back to our discussion that we had in regards to what is right and what's wrong, and whatever the law of the land. He's right, doesn't always make things right. I mean, I say the law of the word is the thing that actually makes things right or wrong, and a lot of people don't like to look at the law of the book, the Bible, the holy book, whatever you want to call it. I call it my instruction guide, but a lot of people don't want to because it's kind of like restricting. They feel like I can't have no fun.
Hey, like, while we on acronyms, I was once taught that Bible, the acronym for BIBLE, basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
And it is, and
that
made a lot of sense to me. So it's like I love vocabulary. I love words. Hey, I consider myself to be
got somebody on his side.
a verbal acrobat. You know what I'm saying? I'm educated. I've been to college. I'm traveled. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot. I've done a lot. But I love words. I love literature. And like I said, I love acronyms. You know, like that's when I seen the WWJD. What would Jesus do?
Right.
You know, or the YOLO. You only live once. Like, you know what? I'm like,
that man deep over here. Hold up.
And so it's like, so I said, what can I do with my name? Shit. And for anybody want to know, if you want to reach me, I'm at Shed T Woods on Facebook or Shed T100 on Instagram. But stay hustling every day. Let that sink in. But on the flip side, you gotta stay humble every day. You know what I mean?
And I'm gonna add to that. I'm gonna add to that shit. I'm gonna say stay hustling for your purpose. Because ain't nothing like sitting here working 15, 20 years for a job that lays you off for 15, 20 years for money that don't come in, and you making money for other people.
Right.
Go and you find your purpose, your God-given purpose on why you're here.
That's it. Now, this is how I'm feeling right now, y'all. This is how I'm feeling right now.
Hey, and we are back. I mean, what an action-packed show we had today.
The show.
Oh my goodness, we had Dawne Horizon. We just had Shed come through. Shit.
Yeah, he flipped the script on that.
He did. He was doing his thing.
Yeah, he came out. I mean, you can tell my man from the dirty.
Yeah, that's South. That's the South. He from LA.
Nah, he from the dirty LA.
Oh my goodness, I'm done. Okay, so
hey, I'm thinking about doing a rap. I'm about to do a rap song. I'm gonna do a rap video. I'm gonna start if you want to be part of the video, whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's gonna be deep. Nowadays you just need the right track.
Yeah.
It don't even matter what you say.
Nope.
I'm gonna just do one line. Yeah.
That's a hit. You gotta have a dance. You gotta do a dance though with it.
I don't know. I think it was sneeze backwards.
Sneeze backwards.
It's gonna be called the miss dab.
The miss dab.
No, this dab. Dab instead of dabbing forward. You want to dab backwards.
Oh my goodness, you're a mess. You are a hot mess.
Oh man.
But look, you know what? I mean, today again, our theme for today was being mission minded and, you know, going for a tribute to 9/11. And I think the stories that we had today were very inspirational. You know, especially with Dawne and especially with Shed and just overcoming and how they both are, you know, hustling. They're both, like Shed said, you know, the hustle, you know, everybody's trying to do what they're supposed to do and find what they're supposed to do and find that purpose. And I encourage all of you guys to don't worry about what people think. Don't worry about what they're saying. You know, you just stay focused on what you know, what you do. And I'm going to give y'all my mindset because Vibzzz always says that I have a different mindset.
Oh, Lord.
So I use my 9 to 5 as my time, energy, and health into someone else's vision, but utilizing the resources that they give me to put it into my own.
But they're investing in you. You're investing in them more than they're investing in you. You're.
No, I'm not.
You are.
No, how am I?
You're.
That's when you have
completing projects.
But that's when you have to know your worth. And so if you don't know your worth, right? If you don't know your worth and know what you're supposed to be getting for the talents, your education, and what you're supposed to be doing, are you undermining what you're worth for them? Are you so thirsty and begging them for a job, right? That you're not even able to get what you need to get your talents and your time is worth. You have to know your worth. If you know your worth, then you can get the results that you need. But they'll never pay you fully what you're worth.
No.
They'll never pay you fully. But use it as an investment.
You always invest in them. The work that you do will be more of an investment for them than for yourself.
Right.
Always.
Right. But you have to learn to put balance the time to put into yourself. That's how I see it. I look at them as my investor. That's how I work it. I don't know. I mean, it helps me keep Lady Halima going and keep my drive for Lady Halima because I know I'm working for a bigger purpose.
But you invest in Lady Halima.
I invest in Lady Halima.
That's good.
Absolutely. I mean,
more so than you should invest for
9 to 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
you have to invest in yourself.
You do.
Yeah, talking about investment, we need to teach our folks how to save.
We do save. Well, if that's right too.
Well, it's a save, investing money.
Right.
You always buying the biggest home on the block is not always the right idea.
No, it's not because you will be house broke. There are people out there that can be house broke. Yeah. How about being a little like Shed was talking about humble, and we played a humble tip earlier today. But being a little humble, and sometimes you don't always need the biggest house on the block. But we had that discussion before. You did. But again, if you want to join, we only got about 10 more minutes, and actually 6 more minutes, because then we have to go to a commercial break.
Yeah.
But if you have anything to say, we're gonna go ahead.
All right, so I'm gonna challenge our listeners.
Okay. Wait a second. Call in because he's going to challenge you. Yeah, call in at 202.
I'm going to challenge our listeners.
697-9497.
Periscope, you too. All of you.
202-697.
They talk a lot of trash from Periscope, but they'll never call in.
No, they don't.
So
that's okay,
I think starting next week, what we're going to do, we're going to have a drawing, and we draw once a month.
Okay.
For a weekend trip.
Whoa! Did y'all hear that?
Y'all heard that? So.
But you have to call in?
Every time you call in to say, hey, what's up? To discuss whatever topic we're on, just stay on the phone. That don't mean we say hello and you say bye.
No.
You got to actually, we need to have a discussion with you.
You got to put some input.
A few sentences. You got to have some input.
Exactly.
And your name will go in the bucket. And what we'll do is we'll draw every last Sunday of the month. How's that?
Okay, that sounds good. I guess
every last Sunday.
All right.
And that way we know you're listening to. You hear that Periscope? Especially that it's one of y'all talk a lot. Y'all didn't talk any trash today though. That's cool. They good today.
Yeah, they good.
They be hating on me, man. They be hating on the Periscope. Man.
That's all right. But so what DJ Vibzzz is saying, he will give away or do a drawing for a giveaway for a weekend trip every last
Every last Sunday we'll draw the name.
We'll draw the name.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? The reason why we want to get you guys to listen is not really because we want to, have y'all call in and give away these trips, but we want you to really benefit from what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
And we want you. This is a different type of radio.
And give your own 2 cents.
It's time. It's time for a change.
It's all, yeah.
What you think? I think it's time.
It's always time.
Right.
And sometimes more heads are better than none. So
exactly.
Let's hear what you have to say.
Okay.
Right. So I'm gonna play one song. This is just how I feel.
Hey, and we are back. So I want to thank everybody for staying tuned with us here at It's Time with Lady Halima DJ Vibzzz. But before we go, I want to do a new segment called Love Tip 101. And this is my love tip for you guys today, especially, again, in reference to 9/11 and to all our first responders who was the greatest example of love. Get yourself out of the way. Regardless of what you're going through, regardless of how you're feeling, when it's time to move and help your brother or sister, put aside all of your stuff that you have inside of your heart and just go help someone. Help them to become better. Help them in ways that you could never see, even for yourself sometimes, because God always says in His Word, it's better to give than receive. And when you give that love, understand that God will bless you and love you even more. So that's my love tip. Thank you again to all the first responders who gave their lives. And our last song that we're closing with is Everlasting Love with Tony Terry. Thank you for the guests that came in, Dawne Horizon and Shed. And be sure to join us every Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. here on theblazingradio.com. We want you to learn, grow, and conquer.
In Jesus' name.
All right. See you this time.